Hi everyone, today I wanted to talk about Venus and Scorpio man and what kind of woman is he attracted to? What is his ideal woman like? Does he even have a type? This is going to be a different video from what you usually see on other YouTube channels, so this is going to be different. Keep watching. Hi everyone, so today I want to talk about Venus and Scorpio man. What is his ideal woman like? Does he have a type? What is his type? All the stuff in there. But before I start on the actual video, I do want to make a disclaimer. I use the terms man and woman just for simplicity's sake so that I can explain the topic better. But this has nothing to do with gender really. This is more to do with the energies, like masculine and feminine energies. So it doesn't matter what gender you identify with or you were born with. This is more to do with the masculine and feminine energies. So you can interpret this video in that way. So let's get started. So I do have some notes here, so don't mind me looking into my other screen as I take down the notes as well. So, a lot of videos on YouTube, they talk about the Venus and Scorpio man, the kind of woman that he wants is basically somebody who is quite dominating, a little bit on the aggressive side, definitely a challenge. Yeah, I mean, the woman definitely needs to be a challenge, but I don't agree with the part that says that she needs to be dominating or aggressive. In fact, just based on my own like observations about Venus and Scorpio men in general, I feel that they really want someone who is a bit soft, a bit vulnerable, uh, pretty angelic, if you ask me. And I do have it written here, like, they like someone angelic, but they don't like someone like who's overly sweet, like in a saccharine kind of way. I don't mean it in that way. What I mean is a lady who is very ethereal, very otherworldly, sort of just out of reach, a mystery. You really don't know what's running through her head or what she's thinking of, or whether she even likes the Venus and Scorpio man. I feel like a little bit of mystery goes a long way with the Venus and Scorpio man. And someone, like I said, who is very ethereal, very otherworldly, someone with a bit of a hidden power to them, like a mystical side to them. That's very appealing to a Venus and Scorpio man. Someone unreachable, a bit of a mystery, like I said. Also, the reason I said that they prefer someone a bit like angelic or just out of reach is because they really want a partner that they can aspire to be like, or somebody who's a little bit better. Because, and this is something I've noticed in a lot of Venus and Scorpio men, that there is a part of themselves inside that they don't feel very good about, like they feel bad about themselves. Um, and there's a reason why Venus and Scorpio is in its detriment, so a lot of the people with this placement, like the men, they tend to feel a little bit bad about themselves. Like, sure, they may have an exterior that portrays a lot of confidence, a lot of bravado, all of that, but internally they have a part of them that doesn't feel really good about themselves. So they want someone that they can aspire to be better for, and someone whose qualities they admire, someone they can be better for, someone for whom they can improve, and so it sounds a little bit cheesy maybe, but someone they can redeem themselves for. And it sounds a bit poetic as well, because Scorpio does like a bit of pain. So they do like that whole element of becoming better for someone, redeeming themselves for someone. That's very appealing to them. There is a song by the singer Maxi Priest called Close to You, and there is a phrase in that where he says, you never know if you're in frame, and that is kind of true for like a Venus and Scorpio man. They do want a woman where they really can't tell if they are in frame, and they want to be in that frame, but at the same time they want that challenge as well. So like I said, a woman who's just slightly out of reach, a bit of a mystery, you really can't label her because she's everything all at once, if that makes sense. Someone who is a little bit changeable as well, because as much as I say Scorpio is a fixed sign, they don't really like predictability in the relationship. So a woman who is a bit changeable, like her personality can change a little bit, is also very appealing to the Venus and Scorpio man. Now, that being said, if you're too cold all the time, like very detached, very practical, like too practical, too cold, too matter of fact, that is actually going to be a turn off for the Venus and Scorpio man. And I am going to get to that in a bit. The reason I say that is because, everything said and done, Scorpio is a water sign at the end of the day, and it is very feeling based. It's very, emotion based. So they do want someone who has that bit of softness in them, like that approachability, like that emotional side to them. There is a bit of warmth in that person. They don't like somebody who's just very, very cold, very business-like, very pragmatic all the time. That's just like a shut door, and that's going to be pretty much a turn off for the Venus and Scorpio man. Now, I do want to get to the next point, which is about how protective Venus and Scorpio men are towards the people that they love. This includes their family, their near and dear ones, of course, their partner as well. Because, they just have a very, very strong protective instinct within them. I think all men do, but the Venus and Scorpio man especially has that in abundance, because Scorpio is ruled by Mars and Pluto, and Mars is again masculine energy. It has the need to protect and care for the people that they really do love in their life. And so Venus and Scorpio men can literally give their life for the ones that they really love. This is Scorpio, after all, we're talking about, and death is a theme here. I don't want to sound morbid, but they can go to that extreme for the people that they love. And so they do want someone who they can cherish and protect and really take care of in that way. So, like I said, they do want a woman who has a touch of vulnerability in her. So, if you are, if you have an interest in a Venus and Scorpio man, or if they are interested in you, then if you can share something about yourself that maybe, caused you some pain or heartache, or basically something that makes you emotionally vulnerable to them, that is actually going to be a big plus point for them, because Scorpio does like pain, and Scorpio likes to keep secrets. So it's very much like it being like a shared secret between both of you when you share this with the Venus and Scorpio man. And if you share like a moment that really pained you, or something that deeply transformed you, like it was traumatic for you, if you share those things with a Venus and Scorpio man, it is going to make them have a really soft corner for you, because it's like you've shared a secret with them. And Scorpio loves to keep secrets, and it's like a bonding thing that happens where, okay, you've shared the secret, and now there's this almost like this unspoken pact that happens between the two of you. So that is pretty appealing as well. So, like I said, a very icy cold exterior, just very aloof, very matter of fact, that's just not going to cut it with the Venus and Scorpio man, to be quite honest with you. Um, so yeah, like I said, Scorpio likes pain. So if you've been through some kind of pain and suffering, and especially if you've conquered it and come out on top, sort of like the phoenix rising, that is also going to be very appealing to like the Venus and Scorpio man, because they do appreciate that in a partner. Um, they like, actually, coming back to the whole angelic side, they do like delicate, soft, feminine women that they can really protect and care for. Scorpio men, or Venus and Scorpio men, or even just men who have like very strong Scorpio placements in their chart, they really want to be the knight in shining armor for somebody that they love. They really want to sort of be there for their partner and come to the rescue and all of that. And now I'm not saying that everybody needs saving, and I don't want to go into those cliches of saving and rescuing, but there is a theme here very strongly of Venus and Scorpio men needing to protect and save and sort of really, really protect the ones that they love. So they do like somebody who's has a touch of softness and vulnerability to them. Um, Now, don't get me wrong, the woman could be very, very strong in spirit. Like she could have been through a lot and she could have been like overcoming a lot of things in her life. But there has to be like a hint of sadness or a touch of scarring inside. Um, and if she has shared this with him, then that's just going to bring them closer together. Scorpio likes secret, like I said, and so this becomes like their shared secret, like a shared pact between both of them. But at the same time, I do want to say very clearly that the woman cannot be a pushover. So, the Venus and Scorpio man, like once he's committed in the relationship, once he loves you, he really does. And he will go through thick and thin to just make your life better, make you be happy, give you everything that you want. But at the same time, there's only so much that he can do for you. Like you can't be a pushover, you can't be always needing saving or always needing rescuing from, because there is going to be a point where like the Venus and Scorpio man does like to be the shining knight in shining armor for the woman that he loves, but there's only a limit that he can tolerate and rescue and save somebody. So eventually he will want his partner or the woman to have a backbone and sort of be able to sort of stand up on her own and push back and really come out stronger just from everything. Now, Scorpio as a sign does like to destroy and rebuild. It is the sign of destruction, like, the snake. We have all the symbols of Scorpio which point to this aspect. Even in tarot, the death card is related to Scorpio. So the cycle of death and rebirth is pretty much a constant theme with Scorpio. So they do like to destroy and rebuild, and this includes their partners. I don't want to shock you, but then this can be sort of like a fixer-upper relationship where, just like Virgo, and there's a reason why the symbol for Scorpio and Virgo are so similar. They do have a lot of shared similar characteristics. So, just like Virgo, Scorpio can look at their partner as sort of a project to fix. They can look at people as projects, like to save, to rescue, to fix and make better, to probably destroy and rebuild. And I don't mean destroy and rebuild in like a negative sense. I mean, really sort of breaking down the parts of a person and then reassembling it to form something much stronger, someone much stronger, so just like a phoenix, it's very, again, very scorpionic themes here. So yeah, he can be attracted to a woman who is very fragile and then have the need to make her be strong again. So that can be a theme as well. Not the healthiest, probably, if this is like an ongoing theme in a relationship, it's probably not the healthiest, but I've noticed that this is quite a strong theme in like Venus and Scorpio men. Um, is there a type for the Venus and Scorpio man? I don't think there is one single type for a Venus and Scorpio man. It's going to depend on the whole chart, obviously. It's going to depend on their Mars and Pluto, especially because Scorpio is ruled by Mars and Pluto. So it's going to depend on their Mars and Pluto. It's going to depend on their moon as well. Like emotional compatibility is very important too. But like I said, the one thing that I talked about till now, that is one aspect that really stands out in all the Venus and Scorpio men that I've seen. Um, Another thing that I've noticed is that, they do like a woman. Like I said, the mystery element is very important to them. But mystery for mystery's sake is not very appealing. So let me explain. So they do like a woman who has a bit of juxtaposition to her. So what I mean by that is somebody who has, basically what you see is not what you get. What you see on the outside is very different from what the woman is really like inside. So he likes that because Scorpio likes puzzles, Scorpio likes mysteries. So he likes to crack the code and be like, aha, I figured it out. I discovered who this woman is, what she's all about. And it's like, again, like a secret that only he knows and nobody else knows. So there's this sense of deliciousness about it, like only I know about it and nobody nobody else knows, it's again very Scorpio theme. Like if you have Scorpio, then you know what I mean. If you don't, then this just sort of helps to explain it better. um uh, yeah, so this again, because Scorpio is ruled by Mars, they do like a challenge. So that's why I said they do like this sort of uh, very like what you see is not what you get, and then discovering it, figuring it out, and then being like, aha, I got it. So they like the challenge in that way. Um, which again brings me to my last point. They do like a woman who is a challenge. They're not going to be very attracted to a woman who's always available, always available on text, always available on phone, just waiting for their phone call. It's not very appealing. I mean, I think it's not very appealing in general for relationships. I mean, you have to have a life outside the relationship. You have to definitely have your own life. You have to have independence and give space in the relationship. But they they definitely don't like a rude or crass person. Like, this is again one of those things that you often read on articles or like watch on YouTube videos where they say that, oh, Venus and Scorpio men like women who are dominating, aggressive, like a bit also rude and mean. I actually disagree with that. If you really come down to the heart of it, like what they really want, which is why this video is like his ideal woman, because what does he really want in a woman is they don't want someone who's rude and crass or mean spirited. Excuse me. That is not going to be appealing to a Venus and Scorpio man. They actually, the Venus, if a woman is like that, the Venus and Scorpio man may find it amusing for a bit, and they may just like play along because it's just amusing. They want to see what it's all about, but they they actually prefer someone who is a challenge, yet very sweet and very nice and polite. Um, and a woman can be both. Like, you don't have to be rude to be a challenge, quite obviously. And um, the other thing about being a challenge that I've noticed is that it should not be on purpose. Like, playing games again is another turn off for the Venus and Scorpio man. So if you are the woman and you are purposefully trying to play games, like playing hard to get, uh, and if you're doing it on purpose, then the Venus and Scorpio man is going to see right through it. It's very difficult to play games with the Venus and Scorpio man just because Scorpio radar is so strong. They can see through any kind of fakeness right away. So try not to do that, because being a challenge, you don't have to play games for that. You just having a busy life and doing your own thing is good enough. You don't have to be rude or mean or crass. Just when you have a full life, you're automatically going to be a challenge because you're not going to be available on text all the time. You're not going to be answering their phone all the time. You're not going to be hanging on their every word or waiting for their every text. That's actually pretty much a turn off for the Venus and Scorpio man. So what he really likes is a sweet woman, a nice woman, kind-hearted, polite, but at the same time a challenge as well. Someone who can tell him no once in a while. Someone who can, now again, like I said, don't be rude. That is again not very attractive. But someone who can call out the Venus and Scorpio man when he is not being very nice, and that is something a Venus and Scorpio man is going to do from time to time. They are going to show their quote unquote negative side just to see if the woman is going to be a pushover, whether she is actually going to accept that kind of behavior, all of that. So you can definitely call out the Venus and Scorpio man if he's behaving like this, but do it in a polite way. You don't have to be rude. Rudeness is not attractive at all. Yeah, so like I said, he definitely prefers someone who's genuine and caring, who's kind-hearted. They do like that. Um, Another thing I want to mention is a Venus and Scorpio man absolutely, absolutely loves a woman who is secure in her own skin. Insecurity is again a big turn off for a Venus and Scorpio man, simply because if you can't love yourself in your own skin, then that means that you don't you're not going to be able to stand up for yourself or hold yourself, hold your own against the world, if that makes sense. Now, that is different from being vulnerable with the Venus and Scorpio man. The point that I made earlier about being a little bit vulnerable, sharing something with the Venus and Scorpio man, those are different. But being secure in your own skin is very vital. Like, you have to be confident in yourself as a woman. Earthy vibes are very, very attractive to a Venus and Scorpio man, because Scorpio is a water sign, and water signs tend to be attracted to earth sign placements as well. So just somebody who is grounded and stable and well mannered, all the things that earth signs are known for, I think that's going to be very attractive to a Venus and Scorpio man as well. Um, so yeah, I mean, I do feel like they are going to be attracted to women who do have strong earth placements in their chart. Even if you don't have earth placements in your chart, if you give off that vibe and if you do have that nature, that is going to be very attractive. Because the thing is, Venus and Scorpio men, internally they can feel very turbulent. They do have very strong emotions, a lot of ups and downs internally that go on in their lives. So they do want someone who is kind of the opposite, who is not as moody or as turbulent as they are, or somebody who is sort of at an even keel, emotionally. And so they do prefer that. And when I this whole video is basically about somebody long term that the Venus and Scorpio man wants. It's not talking about short term relationships or things of that nature. This is more long term. Um, that's why the video is titled like his ideal woman. Like, basically, what does he prefer in a partner? Um, I think that pretty much covers it in terms of what I wanted to talk about in this placement. But yeah, that's the gist of it. And tell me how you like this video. If you liked it, do give it a thumbs up. Your likes help my videos stay relevant in the YouTube algorithm. And drop in a comment if you relate, or if you're in a relationship with a Venus and Scorpio man. If you are a Venus and Scorpio man, definitely let me know what you thought about this video. And if you'd like to book a reading with me, definitely drop me a message on Facebook or email. The links are in the description box below. And I'll see you soon. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Bye.